Are you participating tonight? Listen, I'm not taking no for an answer. Are you participating tonight?
Uh, let's see. We're not taking no for this. I can't put that in. That's all right. There's a possibility. There's two. You're going to be on that one. This one you're on one and three. Okay, so you're going down.
Are
Five,
we ready?
4, 3, 2, and 1. Go on.
Good evening, everyone. And you're listening to the Intimacy Chronicles. I am your host, Queen Jackie. To my right is my co-host.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your boy Big Nate, aka Dr. Love. What's happening?
Okay, to my YouTubers, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. Instagram, Instagram only allows me the opportunity to record live for 1 hour. So once this recording ends, you can join me live on YouTube at Queen Jackie A, the Intimacy Chronicles. Tonight, we have an interesting topic. We've been having this debate for probably the last week or so with my men's and them.
Men's and them.
And again, before somebody decides to correct me on proper English, I meant it the way I said it. My
Men's and them.
That's right.
We are referred to as candy. Men's and them.
He's starting already. So anyway,
Oh,
the question was asked. It's an age-old question. Can men and women have a healthy platonic friendship? I'm going to say yes, because my closest friends are men, and I've never thought of them as anything else but friends. So, what's your take on that, Dr. Love?
Hey, I feel the same way. As long as you don't mix the. If you're in a relationship, as long as you don't look at your friends like you ready to smash them, knowing that you're in a relationship.
Yeah, but I think if you look at your friend in that way, then it's not really a platonic friendship. Now, is it? Because
it ain't platonic.
I've never looked at any of my friends that I'm really close with in that manner.
Correct.
They are my friends. Nothing more, nothing less. So I think Richard brought up an interesting point. The Quiet Storm will join us later, but he said something about, or are you a friend waiting in the shadows? And I think that if that's the case, if that's how you're looking at it, again, I don't consider that a platonic relationship.
A standby friend. A
standby friend, yeah. I think you're kidding yourself if you think that you are a platonic friend, if you have the desire for your friend, or you're waiting in the wind, probably giving her some badass advice.
What kind of person would want to even? Right. What kind of person would even want to? Yeah, that's remind me of the rebound, right? That's like the rebound. If you just waiting around to be that number one spot.
She's been in a relationship, but he's always had she has always been attracted to him, but their timing was just off. I don't really consider that platonic if you're waiting in the shadows.
Yeah, just right, sneaking in the bushes.
Yeah,
just waiting for somebody to fuck up.
I think that I think having platonic friends, I think it's a matter of maturity.
Yes.
Not everybody on either side is capable of having that kind of friendship.
Correct.
So, in that particular case, don't even try it.
Right. And the ones who are platonic, they need to understand of the relationship you're in now.
Yeah.
Even if you try to want to start something with them, they need to be like, listen, hold up. I really never looked at you like that, or aren't you in a relationship? Like, they should be them kind of friends that put you in check right then and there.
Yeah, a real friend
like,
would.
No, yeah,
a real friend would. I think that when you're in a relationship, because I had this in the group poll, I think yesterday or the day before, and I was actually surprised at the many people that said they could, but oftentimes I hear men say that it's almost impossible for them to be in just a friendly relationship. And you're a guy, so
it depends on
let me
it
just.
depends on the year, right? Like if you've been
Did you say the year?
if you huh
Just say it depends on the year.
yeah, it depends on the year. Like, okay, let me
Yeah,
clarify what I'm
clear
saying.
it up, 'cause I'm trying
What
to
I'm saying is that if you just been knowing somebody for a year, you can't really expect to have or know, expect to have those kind of feelings or really know them.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody, if you've been knowing for like 10 years and y'all have never been intimate, y'all always, met each other, going out or whatever, maybe there may be a little spark there, if you're both single. And maybe feel like, let's try this out. I know we never went out, but let's try to see if there can be something there, especially if y'all both cook.
But that's the thing. I mean, it goes back to what I'm saying. If the two of you have, as you call it, a spark, is it really platonic? Because you are attracted to each other. So I wouldn't, in my opinion.
Platonic no more.
But I'm saying, in my opinion, was it ever? I think that the two of you were probably deluding yourself. Because for me, with my closest male friends, I've never looked at them in that manner.
Mm-hmm. I mean, when you met them, were you single?
When I met a couple of them, I was. But I didn't look at them in that manner.
Did they look at you?
Not that I know of. They've
probably
never made, but my point is, it's about maturity, and they've never made an advance. Like, they've never said, boy, if you wasn't this, I would, because then again, that's not a platonic relationship. I think it comes down to respect too.
Right.
But I think not all men and not all women are capable of having those kind of friendships.
Right. Well, it has to be a conversation.
Yeah.
It has to be a conversation that both of you all have to know what you want and how you're going to conduct yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But there are sometimes where, no matter how attractive the person is, whether the male or female, you automatically say to yourself, you know what? I care about this person, I love this person, but to see a relationship, I really don't want to take it there, because some people really just don't want to lose the friendship.
Right, and
if it goes sour, it's like, now, like y'all not even talking to each other now. You know what I'm saying? So it's just basically, you know what? We'll just keep it like it is.
Right.
That way we'll always remain friends.
Right.
That's how I feel.
So, you know how we roll.
Right.
I'm gonna put your hot buns on the fire. I'm not gonna scorch you too much, but in the past, have you? Okay, well, the mic just went limp. In the past, have you had friends that you were attracted to? That's the bullshit I'm talking about.
Huh?
That's the bull that I'm talking about.
No, I mean, in the past, it has.
So
it has.
Before
my put it like this, before my relationship, before my lady, there was a couple that I said, I would love to, have a relationship with, And then you get that saying, well, Nate, I never really looked at you like that.
Because in their mind, you were platonic.
Right.
In your mind,
just
perhaps
a
not so
cool person to hang out with and talk to, whatever. And it comes down to the respect situation because if they feel like that's not something that they want to pursue, you just still respect the friendship situation. So it could be a tough thing to swallow. It could just be, okay, well, at least I tried.
But here's my question on your end, and I know this was way back in the past. I'll make it clear to the ladies, Dr. Love is currently in a relationship.
Yes, I am.
But in the past, with the scenario that you just gave, they were platonic in their minds. But it seems like you weren't.
But it was also vice versa.
They were attracted.
I've had some that wanted to start something with me, but I guess I wasn't in a place to really want to take it there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you know someone because y'all talk about each other's problems,
right?
You kind of feel like if you even want to even get involved, because I already know you, I already know your attitude, and you bring forth an attitude. You don't bring forth that kind of attitude towards me, but towards the guys or the that you've been with or whatever. So now I got to put myself in their shoes. Okay, so if this is me, what's going to happen when you blow up at me?
Right.
See, at that point, all of that friendship shit
goes
out the fucking door. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So now it's to the point where you like, damn, I think I made a bad mistake. There are people right now who's then took it there, tried to see if it worked, and the minute that they got the finished the intimacy, they felt this strangeness.
It's not the
like
same.
They just finished fucking their own brother or their sister or something.
It's not the same. I think that you have to ask yourself, what's more important, getting a wet ass or valuing the friendship?
Right.
For me, it's like, the guys that I have long-term relationships with, I want to keep it that way. I don't look at them in that manner. They are my friends. They are if I need to talk or whatever the case may be, I can call on them. I would never ruin that just for one night, It just, again, I think it comes down to maturity. I have to ask, Sex with Slashay, are you able or are you mature enough to have a platonic friendship with someone of the opposite sex? I think a lot of times people's perception is different. And I'm going to say that because for me and doing this kind of show, I think a lot of times people assume certain things because you talk about sex or relationships. Sometimes I think there's a misconception that perhaps they could try their hand. Which they'd be sadly mistaken because I'm in a really good relationship, so I can talk shit all day every day, but it doesn't mean that I'm interested. And I think that's another thing that people they
miss that part.
They miss that part. I'm the friendliest person that you could ever want to meet, but it doesn't mean that I'm interested. I told you at the spot, like, we need a code because after the show would be over, I always end up in the corner with somebody trying to talk because they feel like you're so friendly that you're interested. So we have a code set up, and I'm not going to say what it is, but we have a code that when I'm in distress, my men's and them gonna come to the rescue.
Damn right. Made that code up.
Yeah.
And the bad part about it is, it's coming back that time again.
It's coming back
It's
that
coming
time.
back that time again.
You know, and I talk about from time to time my relationship because don't get it twisted. Because I talk about certain things, it doesn't mean I'm interested.
Right.
And now, you know, with you being in a relationship, you have to be mindful of that too.
Yeah. Definitely. You know, but it's all how was perceived and how it's played. I would never, knowing I'm in a relationship, I would never say certain things that are misleading.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I understand that. But here's another thing that I realize when you're dealing with the public.
Mm-hmm.
In your mind, it may not be misleading, but if you get that person that's not used to attention and you're really friendly, they can misinterpret that. And I had that happen to me years ago. I used to speak to this guy every day. Just, hey, how you doing? Because we would be, you know, in passing. Well, they lived in the same building my brother lived in. I didn't realize he thought I was coming on to him because he told his wife, and then his wife said something to my sister-in-law. Oh, yeah, your sister-in-law be coming on to my man strong. And I'm saying, just by saying, hi, how you doing? So
he probably took that twinkle in your eye.
Well, now I always have the twinkle.
That twinkle in your eye.
I'm not interested.
You know, the bad of the eyes.
He said I was coming on strong.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Wow.
Well, where was I? You know, like
coming on speaking.
Right, and that's what I was saying. But what I realized is,
if you said to him, you know, you looking, you know, very masculine today, you know, you smell really lovely, you know, now that may be a sign of a come on.
I'm with my son. I was taking my son. It was like every morning my sister would babysit my son at the time. So I'm taking him to daycare. And it's like, hi, how you doing?
Right.
How am I coming on to you strong by that? But what I later found out, you know, a couple of months down the line, that he was a sex offender. So perhaps the way he perceived it, I was coming on strong. But
I ain't got enough to say.
What I'm saying is, we can be friendly, but somebody else may misinterpret it. That's my point.
He's a sex offender. You found out he was a sex offender.
A convicted sex offender.
Right, and the assessment. So, you mean to tell me now he's that fucking scared?
I think it wasn't that. I think the mentality that he had convinced him that I was coming on to him. And it's like,
you got to really know when a woman is coming on to you. Let's just be honest. As a man, you know when a woman is coming on to you. A woman ain't gonna come on to you if you just happen to see her every day and hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? That's it.
If your mentality isn't right.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? If your mental is
your
a little wonky,
yeah, I understand.
Then it could definitely be misinterpreted.
I understand that.
It blew my mind. That was kind of like the first time that happened, and I'm like, what? I'm just saying, how you doing?
Let's just make it known that you know that if you ever happen to see the queen in the street, man, and she say to you, hey, how you doing?
I'm not interested.
She ain't interested in your ass. She ain't coming on to you. She just being courteous and speaking. Especially if you say, hey, queen, how you doing? Hey, you know,
I'm gonna say, hey, that's exactly. That's it.
That's as far as to go.
Yeah.
That's as far as to go.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And if you feel like that you want to have too much conversation, she will give me that signal. And you will have your ass throw the fuck out. I'm telling you.
I think it's everybody has like a difference of opinion with regards to maintaining. I know some men that say they can't be friends with a woman because they're always going to be thinking of smashing.
Mm.
But
That
again,
means
I think
that
that
means
comes down
that
to
means they always
maturity.
want to.
Yeah,
That
it
means
comes
that any
down.
given chance they'll do it.
Right, right.
Mm.
Well, and I think too when you're talking about that, I think sometimes men feel like it it's that conquer mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are supposed, they are supposed to conquer us. It's no
Mm.
need for friendship. We are for one purpose only. I'm just saying some men. I know a lot of men that don't think like that, but for those that aren't able to maintain a friendship, it's that, you know, need to conquer.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
So, but I've heard men on many occasions say, "Oh hell no, I can't be friends with somebody of the opposite sex."
It just
In your younger day,
if
could you?
It depends on, you know what? It really depends on the woman.
How so?
It depends on the woman. It
How
depends on the
so?
woman
Yeah,
because
because I want you to get into this.
I had a certain. There's a certain amount. There's a certain woman that I look for, and it
Do
was
tell.
it was. I mean, let's just be
I'm
honest.
thinking naked with it.
That I don't like them too big. I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm just I like them average to slim. You know, and this one particular young lady. She was plus size female, and she wanted to take it there. Now we've been friends, high school friends or whatever, and she wanted to take it there, and I didn't. I had enjoyed the friendship as far as, like you was doing. Hey, how you doing? The whole nine. But she wanted to take it further.
Okay.
She was more attractive to me, and I didn't see no attraction with her on that level.
Okay.
So I just kind of like brushed it off and played it off. Girl, you ain't trying. Girl, get out of here. Get out of here, girl.
She was like, boy,
you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, she felt differently, and she wasn't afraid to take it there.
Okay.
She was the kind where she was like, in her mind, whatever happens, happens. But it's the wrong mindset because it's like you're willing to lose a friend if it doesn't work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people they do this thinking, trying to do this platonic relationship, but not knowing that at the end you really don't know the person.
Yeah.
So if y'all two have a fallout, cuss each other out, all that friendship shit go out the door, and then it's like
worth it.
And then it's like you saying, I know you heard plenty of people who were friends, tried it out, it didn't work, and then they say, well, can we go back to being friends? And the shit was so fucking sour. Now they like, nah, I can't even. We can't even go back to being friends no more.
I think that's hard.
We can't even go back to being friends no more.
If you lose that friend for one night, two nights, or
Exactly.
whatever the case may be, it's not really worth it.
Exactly. I mean, it has to be a mutual situation where, I look at you, find you sexually attractive, or you look at me and find me sexually attractive, because there's different attractions. There's sexual attraction. There's relationship attraction. You know what I'm saying? There's friendship attraction. So if it's an attraction where we both look at each other and say, you know what? I'm attracted to you sexually. Or I'm attracted to you sexually too. For real? Well, let's see what happens afterwards.
Yeah. And
then afterwards, it may be to the point where it's like, you were good, but I can't see it happening again. You know what I'm saying? It's just a feeling that come over you, especially when you have a friend that you look to like a brother or sister.
Yeah.
Now that platonic is completely cut off now. It's now
You ruined it.
Right.
Yeah.
You done ruined it now. It's just messed up, and you can't turn back the hands of time.
And you would never
It
look
was
at
done
that
is
person
done.
the same. Yeah.
You
even
know,
if you
what's
tried.
done is done.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, but there are people out here that are willing to risk friendship, 10 years, 15 years, for one chance to smash.
Right.
And once you smash, it's over.
Right.
It's over. You know, it's over because let's say, like, I'll use me and you for example. Me and you been friends what? 10 years?
Is it that long?
About 10 years.
Uh-huh.
About 10 years. So
Right.
a little over 10 years. Now, when I first, I'm going to just put it out there because I like to put myself out there. Jackie is an attractive woman. So there was a couple times I was looking like, I could try my hand. But then after a while, it got to the point where it's like, no, Jackie's just real cool people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a person who I can just really talk to, you know, open up to, that's going to just be nitty gritty, cut and dry. And then she was still married too. You know what I'm saying? So I just said, you know what, I ain't trying to get in between that. You know what I'm saying? But let's just say if you weren't married. Me seeing you whenever we see each other is one thing.
Right.
We laugh, joke, the whole nine y'all. But I don't know what you're like 24 hours a day.
Right.
I could say, yeah, Jackie, that's my homegirl, that's my ride or die, yo, that's my road dog. But then, after living with you for a week, I may be like, man, fuck this. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? This ain't the same motherfucking person I knew. You know what I'm saying? So,
that's the outside person.
The outside, who the fuck is this? Is this your representative? Who the fuck is this person? And you'll say the same thing about me.
Yeah.
You may be like, you know what? I'm tired of your ass, and it's only been 2 days. You know, you never know, and that's when things get sour.
Yeah.
That's when things
I think
get
that
sour.
if you value the friendship that you have with someone, why complicate it with sex? You know, there are some people that can still maintain a good friendship.
Yeah.
Very few. You know,
How many times? Yeah, but you rarely hear that. You rarely hear that where they started off friends, they got into a relationship between their two, as far as he was in a relationship and she was in a relationship, and it didn't work out. And then the next thing you know, they decided to give each other a chance and see where it goes. Very rarely do you hear that.
Yeah. It's so funny. I always use my dad as an example. Hope we don't lose sound. But
yeah, we don't lose sound.
Right, but he would be in relationships, and after it was over, he wanted to be friends. And surprisingly enough, that generation could, it seemed, be friends after they've stopped seeing each other. Now, he might have had one or two that said, I don't need any more friends. And him and I used to have that conversation, like, why do people find it so hard to be friends after it's over? I think for myself, I've never understood that, because I've had 2 relationships that I've been in, and I could still be friends with them.
You know what it's like? Let me give you a cut and dry.
Yes, please, because I don't understand that.
Okay. You get horny. Okay. You use a dildo, and am I correct? Am I comfortable enough to say that you did? Okay.
No shame in my
game. Once you take the edge off, you're a totally different person, right? That feeling is now gone, right?
Well, I have to have 3 orgasms to actually be a different person. But move on.
Anyway.
What
I'm saying is that after it's over, man, you better not sit your ass in that damn couch.
Yeah.
Bring your ass to this damn table.
Exactly.
Fuck around with you. Bad luck you didn't bring your drums. Shit.
Ding,
Anyway.
ding, ding, ding.
Anyway, for all those who don't know who that sound, and that noise is, quiet storm my ass, but they ain't quiet. But anyway, but it's like when you finish busting the nut. Once you finish busting the nut, it's just like that. You know, that's.
But I don't look at my vibrator and say, "Nigga, you ain't shit." I don't do that. You know, I just you're saying.
How many vibrators you got? How many vibrators you got?
I actually have 2. Actually, they're outdated, so I'm gonna have to upgrade. I probably need to give Sex with Lachey a call to get some new toys.
Some jumper cables.
I don't need jumper cables, damn it. I'm sorry, that was a sidebar.
Sidebar. Well, what I'm saying is that, you know, I know with us men, you know, when we really want it, the minute that we bust a nut, it's just like, you know, it's the satisfaction is over. That's how some of these platonic trying to want to fuck.
But those
that's how their relationships go.
I mean, and you and I had this conversation online yesterday. You know, when you step out that friend zone and you want to hit, was it ever platonic?
Nope. Exactly.
So give us your thought.
I think people pretend to be platonic.
Right.
And they wait for the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I always say, if you always use a scenario, if I could, let's say we on a road trip and we stranded.
Right.
We got staying in a motel or a hotel with one bed.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna feel comfortable sleeping in the same bed?
Right.
You know, without,
and I think that's a great scenario.
Me trying. I mean,
yeah.
We ain't talking about. I'm not talking about. Okay, I'm not gonna do it because the ramifications gonna be bad. It's just
right.
I don't have no desire. I'm not trying to try anything.
And that's my point.
And she's not trying either.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
It goes both ways.
That's my point.
That's a good question. How many of y'all can go out of town, and if you gotta share the same fucking bed, that you can lay in the bed.
When you stay on your side, you stay
on your side. I stay on my side, and we both go to sleep. We can talk, laugh, and joke, but does it? Do you do like Martin and Gina when it? You know, throw the crease down the middle. Don't come across this line type shit.
But it's like it would be like sleeping in the same bed with your sister or your cousin. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's if you on that mind frame.
Right, but
that's if you on that mind frame.
But that's what a platonic friend supposed
exactly.
to be.
Right. I used to sell insurance years ago, and I had a big account in Salisbury, so myself and another agent, and he was my friend. We went to Salisbury. It didn't make sense to pay for 2 rooms, so him and I shared rooms. He was married, I was married, but he was my friend. I never looked at him as anything else. And yes, we slept in the same bed.
You probably showered with the door closed. And you took all your clothes in
but
the bed, changed your clothes in the bathroom.
We had that much respect for one another,
right.
And what did I look like having him sleep on the chair? We had a long day. I needed him to have his mind right for the next day.
And to expand on my point, it's like we talking about somebody who either party not trying to seduce
right.
or do anything on the down low.
Exactly, exactly. Hell, when I saw him with his soccer pajamas on, I was like, really?
Complete turn off. Hold up.
But my point is, it can be done. It's the mind frame of the individuals, you know. Is everybody capable of having that kind of friendship? Hell no.
So, while can you let all the Facebook people know what our topic is? Because some of them are saying, "What's the topic? What's the topic?"
Okay, so our topic tonight for Instagrammers, YouTubers, and Facebookers is: can men and women have a healthy platonic friendship? Please, if you have the opportunity, answer the poll in the group, because I am curious as to I mean, a lot of people are saying yes. I don't think anybody answered no. And somebody out there lying because
Nicole says yup. She says yeah, you can have one.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate, Miss Hepburn? Can you elaborate? Because we would love to hear from you. But yeah. I mean, I don't think that I've ever had to be out of town with someone and had to share a bed.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, not in your situation, not unless it was like my mama. I ain't going there with my mama. You know? I ain't going there with my mama.
But I mean, it's maturity. That's what it comes down to.
You know, but it definitely comes down to maturity or whatever. And now there are times where you know you get two people on that little hotel trip, and then drinking alcohol gets involved. Then what?
Well, I mean, even if you get the alcohol involved, alcohol only releases your inhibitions. So,
right.
So if it's something you suppressing, then you weren't platonic.
Exactly.
About no desire, no nothing. You know, where you got that respect. And yeah, sometimes I've been in situations where I saw them as platonic, but
the other party.
I kind of got the vibe that they were for their opportunity.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So even though I saw them as platonic, I wouldn't consider them a platonic friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
gotcha.
Not being honest. You know what I'm saying? You know, so we're talking about both parties.
They waiting for the cash strike.
Because you know, a lot of men play their game more than females, where you know they try to be that person and wait for their opportunity. You know,
right? Yeah.
They listening to all your hopes, dreams, and all that stuff,
and waiting for that opportunity to move in. Yeah. Like, well, I was here. Look, I was here for you, and all this other stuff.
Next thing you know, you're in a hotel room. You're like, who dick is this?
I don't think that's what you're going to be saying. I definitely don't think that's what you're going to be saying now. Oh my God, that's hilarious.
What you doing?
Yeah. He's so funny. Oh wow. God, I can't with him.
Go over there and put your dick on her lip. Well, what are you doing? Oh, you didn't have this feeling either?
Did I misunderstand?
Did I read this wrong? I thought when you looked at me, it was like, I thought that was the welcome call. I thought that was the welcome call. Yeah. My bad. Just forget I did that.
Tears when they found, you know, where they thought the dude was, you know, genuinely good friend, and then when he made his move, she was like in tears, like, dang, I really.
Because that's like a sense of betrayal. Yeah.
But she was crying.
Yeah, she was hurt. She was hurt that, you know, because he just came up and said, you know, and just said, I've been waiting all this time, you know, it just all that.
Oh, he was faking. Oh my, yes, that's devastating.
That's messed up. Yeah, that's messed up. Nicole says, "Yup, everything doesn't have to be sexual." So, okay. What I'm saying is, right? What I'm saying is,
put him back in time.
You know, we don't need you if we share in a room to come out in the laundry. I mean, damn, we are men too. We are human. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no need out in no, you know, sexy lingerie all the way up to your ass cheeks. And we supposed to be good friends. Yeah,
because then it's like you're enticing.
Damn, you know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yeah.
But like I said, if I really ain't feeling you, I'll be like, girl, put some clothes on.
Right, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
But if I'm feeling you, come out there with a flannel or whatever, be like, girl.
Right.
And sweatpants and overcoat, and you still trying.
Listen to him, girl.
You know, it's how you feel.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree.
A onesie pajama.
Yeah, I just think, you know, each circumstance is different.
Especially Jackie. come out the bathroom.
I mean, I had flannel pants on, but a t-shirt. I can't sleep in long sleeves. So,
coming out with a whip in her hand. Like, Jay, what's the whip for? I sleep with this for protection. Get the fuck out of here!
That was a good one.
Out of here!
That was a good one.
My ass.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Shit.
It might be lions and tigers and bears coming in the room.
My.
Okay, so I gotta keep the whip around my neck.
Oh my God.
Like, Jackie, what's up with the nipple ration?
There he go.
Let me see. Nicole said the majority of people do. She said you can have a healthy friendship without sex. She says, well, if she's coming out there like that, sex is on her agenda. Yeah. Exactly.
If she's coming out with the what, boy shorts and
yeah.
stuff. Well, and I think, Richard, you brought up an interesting point. If it's just a friendship, there's no attraction, does it really matter what she comes out with?
Let's just be honest. We men and men are
but if you're saying
eye.
that, then it's to say that all men have no self-control, and I disagree with that.
No, it ain't that. It ain't that. But at the same token, if you're single and I'm single, and we just been friends, but I ain't had none in a while, and you come out with some booty shorts that got pink on it, so on the ass.
Pink is your color.
And the P and the K is on your ass cheek, but the I N is in the crack. Shit.
It's in the abyss.
You know, it's in the abyss. I'm looking at PK. You know what I'm saying?
And you trying to find the IN.
You know, I'm trying to find the IN. You know, pussy kicker, PK. You know, listen, and then you get a woman that don't wear a bra. You know, there's a lot of women that like to sleep in the wife beaters. You know what I'm saying?
Because the bra is too restrictive.
The wife beaters. So next thing you know, then somebody to set the room and the temperature in the room on 62. Fuck.
Y'all petty. Oh my God, y'all petty.
Somebody set the temperature in the room on 62, and you coming out with your high beams, blasting, like, good night.
Petty.
I don't even know if I'm gonna have a good night. I may have a good night if you go in with the program. Oh shit!
But again, you deal with Sebring. That's when you just suppress an underlying thing that's already there, man.
And that's how I feel. I mean, if that's the case, it's like you all weren't really platonic. If being in the room together, you feel the urge to sleep with that person.
I mean, there's a certain level of drawing. I mean, mixing up the waters is something that might be underlying. But if you suppressed it, then it ain't really real.
Because it comes down to respect for the friendship.
Well, I could be attracted to you and want to get with you, but I still respect the friendship.
Right.
And knowing that if I cross the line, it's going to be the end of the friendship. So yeah,
right.
But I still got feelings.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's not platonic.
We probably shouldn't be in the room together.
Right. That's respecting the friendship.
Right. Exactly.
You know, we're talking about where you actually have no desire. You know, let's say you have a moment of weakness and you crying on my shoulder. I'm not looking to, nothing else. We're talking about no desire. Like, girl, girl, put your clothes back on.
Exactly.
You know?
Go sit down somewhere.
And think about it, Nate. There's some people in your life, in your history or whatever. If you see them right now, you'd be like, girl, go somewhere. You know what I mean? Well, I might feel, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of feeling you would have with somebody who you would be in a platonic relationship.
I'd probably be mad as fuck.
Yeah.
I'd probably be mad. Knowing me, I'd probably be mad as fuck.
Yeah.
Because the first thing I'm gonna say is, you wait until I'm happy in my relationship to pull this shit. Where the fuck were you at 2 years ago?
Again, is that platonic? Is that platonic?
You know what I'm saying?
It's like you said on your post. You're waiting in the wind.
Yeah, I'm saying it happens on both sides.
Yeah, I mean, I know women. Yeah, I know women that do that.
Crazy,
like, wow.
Crazy.
You back?
So, Let me see. Nicole says, yes, it does matter. If you don't want anything to happen, dress appropriately. She says, I have a male best friend and would never dress inappropriate in front of him, and we don't even want each other. Now that's plutonic. That's plutonic.
But everybody's definition of appropriate could be slightly different. Appropriate for me, I have hot flashes, so I'm gonna have on a t-shirt and not boxers, but shorts because I'm hot all the time.
Can you define shorts?
They're not booty shorts. They're just shorts, like pajama shorts. Because I'm hot all the time. I don't like a whole lot of clothes on.
Drawers or no drawers?
When I'm in the house, and you know, it's funny because my brother lives with me, so I have to be mindful of that. But if I know that I'm not coming downstairs or whatever, it's drawers. You know, just drawers and a t-shirt. But like in that particular case about the hotel room, yeah, I had on flannel pants but a t-shirt.
Yeah, that's totally unattractive.
Well,
I'm just
it
saying.
wasn't meant to be.
But I'm saying at that point, you already see.
Yeah.
You already know if you're attracted to that.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's
Long
it's
before
all
you
about
get
the
to that
feeling.
room.
Yeah, platonic relationships is about the feeling. It
Exactly.
Ain't nothing you can wear to sway me if I look at you as a platonic friend.
Absolutely.
Ain't nothing you could do to sway me from that feeling because it's a feeling. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm trying to suppress something, yeah, you could stir up something because I'm not even being real to myself, and I ain't being real to the relationship.
Right.
That's true.
Nicole said, I'm not wearing anything that inviting him anywhere and don't want him in that way. You go, girl. You go.
All right.
I'm just playing, Nicole. I'm just playing.
Oh my God.
I'm just playing. You know, it's just comedy.
It's comedy.
Comedy.
Say comedy my ass.
That's why what you said too.
It's like, Nicole, it's comedy.
Oh man, I tell you, platonic relationships.
So, since we're talking about platonic relationships, are you, let's see, after the relationship is over, or as a matter of fact, do you have, after the relationship is over, are you able to be friends with someone?
After what relationship?
If you had a relationship with somebody, are you still able to be friends? Because that's what we were talking about when you came in.
Depends on how it ended. That's to me. Depends on how it ended. If it ended on a note of where it was irreconcilable differences, where we tried to get along but couldn't get along, but we always had that door of communication open.
Okay.
Then yeah, we can just still be friends. More like a, hey, listen, I'm gonna always be here when you need me. You know what I'm saying? And,
right.
You know, if you ever feel like you want to talk, just call me. You know what I'm saying? And y'all hug, and then that's it. Then yeah, there can be friends after that. If it's to the point where you truly saw the real them, and it was something that you've never seen before ever since you've been known, and you just don't like it.
Traumatized.
You know, you just traumatized, and then now that situation has gone sour to the point, like before you got here, we were saying, where it's just it's so far gone. It's so far gone where you just like, I didn't even know you were like this. You know what I'm saying? And now, knowing that you was like this with other people, but you was never like this with me, we decided to take it there. And now you're like this with me. Now it's to the point where your whole outlook is just so ugly now. It's just, I can't be friends with you. Especially when it comes down to the cussing. The cussing and the fussing and the saying certain things that you to hurt. See,
yeah.
People fail to realize is that your tongue is like a gun. When you shoot them words out, you can't retract them. You know what I'm saying? They already shot off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you get a person to say, well, you know what? I can forgive you, but I can't forget. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And at that point, where can y'all be friends after that?
No, it depends. It depends on what happened, and you're right. It's a case by case basis.
Right.
Anything could happen to anybody. There's sometimes people aren't good together, but they're better.
Yeah, and I think sometimes they figure that out, that we are much better off as friends as opposed to being in a relationship together. And I talk about this a lot because that was the case with my son's father. We were so much alike that I think it was toxic at times. So we were much better off as friends. I could tell him everything. And for us, I think we needed to grow up some. I think I find it difficult, I guess, at times because I know a lot of people that when they break up, it's like they hate each other. And I know that a lot of things have happened in those relationships, but if you got out of it and you get past the hurt, couldn't at some point y'all be friends?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I guess it depends on each other's maturity.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it.
If you both enough to realize you both was fucking wrong, you both made mistakes.
Right.
You both owned your shit.
And that's the key, because everybody don't want to own their shit.
Then you know what? Yeah, we can be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Because we now when you get two people that own their shit, and ain't no finger pointing or nothing like that, your relationship then upgraded 10 times better, because there's no cut cards with me, there's no cut cards with you. You're not afraid to speak your mind, I'm not afraid to speak mine. If it's something that I've done, I ain't got no problem saying, you know what, I was wrong, I fucked up. With you, if you've done something, you ain't got no problem saying, you know what, I was wrong, I fucked up. When you get two people to own their shit, that means the friendship goes longer, because you all know each other. You know what each other say, you know what each other do, and depending on the years, you automatically know what each other thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know what each other thinking. So, the friendship depends on the maturity. As far as if two people want to be there, because you may have we could have a fallout, and I may say, well, look, let's just be friends. You may be a person who still holds on to shit.
Yeah.
And not want to, you feel that it's more best that we just part ways and just stay parted. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like you just said, different cases.
Yeah.
You made a good point, because what I'm hearing as well is, you have relationships, people break up, people, sometimes you say so much and things, you get to a point where you resent the person.
Right.
And that's when the animosity comes in.
Yeah.
That's where it gets ugly.
Yeah.
Now, let's say you agree to part ways,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously you guys are better apart than together.
Mm-hmm.
How many times in those situations you have one other person becoming that you're trying to be platonic, but then that person still has feelings, and they playing the game.
They're gonna try their hand.
And waiting for their opportunity
Right.
to get back with you on that level, not because they want to be with you, but maybe to mess up your happiness, or no, I wouldn't say that. Because they still have feelings.
It's the
because
feelings.
you decided that, look, we just be friends, but the other person don't have no choice.
Right.
But they're gonna take it. They're gonna take what they can get.
Right.
They say, all right, I'll be friends. But they're not being honest.
They're not being honest.
So
Yeah.
now you have a situation where you're in a new relationship, and you saying, from your view, yeah, we platonic. That's my baby mama, or that's my ex, but your new relationship don't see that, and they see through that.
They see through that. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So how many times you get in those situations?
Right.
So now you got that person. Back to the topic is, can you be friends?
And I think it brings me to an interesting. I'm just gonna kind of. It's not off topic, but it's similar. And speaking of um, children's mom or the kid's dad, um, today's modern family is a little different. And I want to use mine for example. Like when I met my husband, he had two kids, and then I had mine. Um, to make the relationship work as a whole, you got to put aside your differences and blend as a family unit. So I got along well with the kid's mom, and he got along well with my son's father. Um, my son's dad even said to him, "You're the only man I would want to raise my child." Even now, with the kids all being grown, we all still have a great relationship. And I think that comes down to friendship, accepting that both parties have moved on and doing what's in the best interest of the family. So fast forward to I love the show called Modern Family.
Mm.
Have you ever watched it?
Oh yeah.
So,
Vergara.
huh? Yeah.
Sofia Vergara.
Yes. You said it with lust.
I'm sorry.
If you're a man, you'll know what we feeling.
But when you think of the family dynamic, I know relationships where the wife might not get along with the children's mom, yada yada yada. Why aren't we mature enough to make those kind of relationships work?
Good question. I mean, why aren't we mature? Some people are. I mean, you in your situations, in your situation, I hear that I wouldn't say you put aside your differences. I think you guys rose above.
We rose above. I mean,
Yeah,
I've had
very good.
we've partied together. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
It's we are one big family.
Yeah, that's
So
and that's I mean, the thing. Why can't I don't know. You know, it's always a case by case basis, but
true.
not everybody's mature like that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you notice when I always say sometimes when you break up with somebody, it's not because they want to be with you, or they angry or they not happy or they make your life a living hell. It's not because they don't want to, not because they love you. It's because they miserable too.
and they want you to be.
And you
Yeah.
you can't.
And I agree with you on that.
I
Yeah.
told my buddy went through it,
Mhm.
and I told him, I said, man, you ain't gonna be happy until she finds somebody.
Yeah. Because he's gonna make damn sure that he's not happy.
Because and it's not even on a conscious level a lot of times.
Right.
It's just sometimes.
Because it's those feelings that are still buried.
Yeah.
You haven't gotten past it, and you really don't want him happy with anybody but you.
Ask the average brother. You break up with a girl. You break up with your lady that you're in love with, and you wanted to break up, but she finds somebody.
Yeah, that's your
she
ego.
She finds somebody before you. All of a sudden, you feeling away. Why?
Yeah,
not
that's
because you
isn't
don't.
that
Not
ego
because you
though?
want to. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you get some who y'all both break up, and that person gets somebody who make them happy,
Mhm.
and then the other person gets somebody to make them happy, but then they still feel like they still want to frick a shit.
Competition.
You know what I'm saying?
Now I've seen that.
It turns into a
Yeah.
competition.
Mature.
You know who
Rise above.
you know what I'm saying? So I mean, just like you just said, you got to rise above that. I mean, but if you're a person who resent that person so much that you don't want them to be happy, like there's something physically wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know, because at some point you need to learn how to let shit go. Let shit go, and why not? You know, I hear guys say, well, if I can't be with you, ain't nobody gonna be with you. What kind of selfish shit is that? You feel what I'm saying? If you truly love this person, you want to see them happy, whether it's with you or whether it's not with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man, my child's mother, you know, we ended it on an okay note. It wasn't the best note, but I mean, I love her, I'm not in love with her, but I love her because she had my daughter. But do I wish anything bad on her? Fuck no. Proceed with your happiness. You know what I'm saying? Proceed with your happiness. You know, I mean, and because I'm gonna proceed with mine.
So whose idea was it to break? Who initiated the breakup? You or her?
It was a situation where it was the whole relationship was rushed.
Okay.
The whole relationship was rushed. She wanted a relationship. I wanted a relationship, and it was just like a rush thing where we didn't even give we didn't give each other time enough to really get to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was like talk to you for about 2 weeks. Next thing you know, okay, we dating. You my girl. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And then it had the highs and it had the lows. When my daughter was born, it was more of a situation where everything just seemed like it was just moving so fast. You know what I'm saying? You know, now you're talking about you want me to give up my place to move in with you, and I'm like, it's just like everything was just like just doing this, and I'm like, hold on, I gotta pump the brakes. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, there was just a lot of things. There was sexual situations that wasn't going on. You know what I'm saying? That was a little frustration. There was not owning shit. You know, she was the kind of person that you had to really say certain angles for her to realize that you was fucking wrong. You feel what I'm saying? And then she was still a person that never came out and said that, you know, apologized until the next day. Now, which you had time to sleep on it. You feel what I'm saying? To sleep and see that you were wrong. So it was a combination of a lot of things where we just felt like, listen, you know, we better off as parents than and we're friends, you know. But as far as a relationship situation, nah.
And so there's two sides to every story. Yeah. So what was your role? And
my role was
getting her to see that he was right.
Exactly.
That's what it sounded like. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't really that. It was more of a situation where, you know, this was my first child, and I wanted to talk to people who already had children.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But the people who I was talking to was my family. You know, I want to talk to somebody who had a girl. Mm-hmm. Okay, what to look for, whatever. You know, like my god sister, she told me as my daughter was born, or before she was born, she said, listen, when you changing your daughter's diaper, you're going to see some clear stuff. Mm-hmm. Don't freak out. That's just normal. And when I saw it, I kind of went to freak a little bit when I was like, but I had to remember what she said.
Right.
But then when I had these conversations with my child's mother, she felt like, what are you asking them for? You know, when you can ask me. Well, here's the thing. This your first child too. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking what I need to do as a father. You can talk to your mother and talk to your girlfriend or people who got kids to find out what you need to do. But I want to know what I need to do as a father. You feel what I'm saying? But that was one of the issues.
Because I think I kind of understand it because you all could have been exploring that together. I think that was one of the things.
We were. But at the same token, when she got pregnant, a lot of her feelings changed. Yeah.
Did she like you after she got pregnant?
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
But after, during the pregnancy, yes. After the pregnancy, that's when shit just changed.
It's like that. It's different for every woman because
you think it was
before
it was post something.
One of my friends, when she found out she was pregnant, both of them were close friends of mine. But once she found out she was pregnant, she hated his ass. I mean, she hated him. She didn't want me to bring his name up. He would come around and talk to me and say, I don't know what's going on. And I didn't know. I mean, we were all young at the time. I mean, what could I tell him? You know? She hated him.
Emotions were all over the place.
Yeah, yes.
Play a position like a shortstop, man.
Yeah, because you never know from day to day.
you know, there's a certain thing of playing and realizing and saying, listen, this is not me. You know what I'm saying? This is not how I act. You know I love you.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
You know I care about you, but I'm just going through these mixed emotions. Our situation, there wasn't no communication going on.
How old were you?
When I had my daughter's 11 now, so I'm getting turned 40. I think
Y'all were old enough to.
I had my daughter at 26. 26?
I just think y'all was just, it was a compatibility issue because baby or no baby, like you said about the way she apologizes, you know, if you knew that she was going to apologize tomorrow when she gets around for it, and that's what it's implied and all that stuff, that's the things that you have to know about her and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But it's whether or not you are, if that works for you. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, it was
sometimes it's just chemistry.
It was
True?
hard
Yeah.
though. It was hard because
that's not your style.
well, it was hard because you know you try to be to the point where you don't want to go to bed angry.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of hard.
I know.
But if you got somebody that's trying and doing whatever he need to do, you're not out there doing this and doing that. You know, why give him a hard time? You know what I'm saying? But then you don't get no apologies. And then and here's the thing. Is sex always an apology? Makeup?
Well,
Like if me and you in a relationship and I said some hurtful things to you, is kissing you and making you have an orgasm the makeup part? As far as the sorry?
Close. Well, let me just say this, because when we have a disagreement, I mean, for me, I'm just speaking for me, but when we have a disagreement, really, I just want him to hurry up, shut the fuck up, so we can.
And fuck you.
Yeah.
But you know him.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
people don't realize, and I saw this article. The CEO of Coca-Cola,
Mm-hmm.
you know, said this about it's like life is a juggling act.
It's true.
And if you could just bear with me for like 30 seconds, you know, you got different balls that you're juggling. You got life. You got health, family, relationships, finances. You're juggling. Let's say you drop one of them. Finances is a rubber ball. You can bounce, you can catch it and keep it moving. Health is kind of that way too. Not maybe it's bouncy, but you can get back in. Relationships, more like porcelain. You drop it, it's gonna fall. You got to pick it back up.
Right.
But with porcelain, you might be a chip off of it.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you put it back in a rotation, it still won't be the same. It still won't completely be whole. So sometimes, when in relationships, it ain't always forgive and forget. Sometimes you might say something that sticks. You might say something to hurt somebody that sticks. And then even though y'all fucking make up and all that stuff, still in the back of your mind, you never got over that. And it's still
And you bring it up.
And not only if you bring it up,
Yeah.
but you look at that person completely, and not completely, but you start looking at that person differently. So you keep having that. Next thing you know, that ball, that relationship ball that you're juggling is half the size it was because of all them chips. You know, and you can't put it back together.
Is there something wrong with a person who harvests onto that shit?
Not necessarily. I mean,
because there's no need. Listen, this is what I always say. There's no need of apologizing if you still want harvest.
Well, see,
you understand what I'm saying?
People don't.
People got different opinions.
It's
man.
true.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes we might feel that way because we men, and it makes sense to us, and we right. You know what I mean? We right. It's the women that don't understand what's going on.
Say it again, man.
You know, it's the women. You know, but you know they don't understand us, right? And sometimes we have to do our part to understand where they're coming from, to empathize. You know, I'm like, hey, why can't you just see things? I'm like, I see it, and we can get along with it. You know,
Yeah,
and we can live happily ever after. But sometimes
They think we
we
fighting with
take, but I think we take so much personal. I used to blow up at the drop of a hat. Now I'm very careful in how I communicate, and I want you to understand where I'm coming from.
Jackie C for Arthur.
I mean, I used to be just so explosive, like
Oh my!
this is some bullshit, that kind of thing. But
Mayday.
now, yeah, you learn how to do things a little different because me going on 10 is going to send him to 10, and we're not going to hear one another because we're so busy shouting and nothing is getting resolved. I'm going to bed pissed off. He's going to bed pissed off. And we wake up in the morning with that same attitude. What has changed?
And sometimes you got to realize if you really in it for the long haul and you really in this relationship, when you at odds, anything that you have to say has to be towards your goal, which is reconciliation.
Exactly.
It don't make sense to bring something up. It don't make sense to remind them that they're wrong. You know, even though it might
Unless
be
you
obvious.
get the devil when you.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but it's
fucking
that's
judge
devil.
me.
You know, but that happens. You know, that's
Yeah.
what we have to kind of be careful about.
I think
It's to reconcile.
and I agree with you because when you don't, it manifests. You keep adding to it, and then all of a sudden, you bring it up out the clear blue. Like, remember you said, and the other party thought that y'all got past that. Who's that?
Just agree with us and all.
Yeah, because I got. Let me see. She said a lot.
Just agree with us.
She said sometimes walking away and not looking back makes a healthier person. She said some people don't need to be friends after the relationship is over. This is on Nicole. She says, me and my kid's stepmom are the best of friends. Matter of fact, her kids are my god kids.
Okay.
But neither of us are married to him now.
Gotcha.
She says I didn't like him when I was
how long
pregnant.
they been dating? Or how long were they?
And how long were y'all dating for, Nicole? And she says, what about him treating her bad while she's pregnant with his child? She said, just agree with us and the household's happy.
Happy wifey, happy lifey.
Yeah, we stand by that. I've learned over the years
We gotta agree with y'all
to pick my battles.
Did you hear that, Nicole?
Yeah.
You hear that?
I've learned, I'm 51, so I've learned to pick my battles. Not everything requires a statement or an argument. Just kind of look at the relationship as a whole, how important that person is, and you just learn to pick your battles.
Exactly. She says 3 years before the marriage.
Okay, so that's a pretty,
3 years.
that's a pretty long time. And so you said he was cruel to you while you were pregnant, but did you notice these signs in the 3 years that y'all dated?
Wow. Because sometimes she says, no, I believe in not going to bed mad. Okay. But if you want the relationship, you fight for it. And then sometimes we ignore signs.
Yeah, and that's why I asked that
They
question.
come clear as day, and we ignore them motherfuckers.
Yeah, because we want it to work,
I know they're quick to say McDonald's is unhealthy. What about that unhealthy relationship you're in, McStupid?
Because we see that quicker than we see the unhealthy relationship. And think about this. A lot of people don't want to be alone. They don't want to look at the relationship and realize that they failed at the relationship. But I think that has a lot to do with it. I don't know why we let him out of timeout. But anyway. But they got some good buttermilk chicken.
Oh, shit.
I couldn't even get it out.
Damn.
Yes, you said that. That was your inner voice that spoke outward.
That's Rafael De La Ghetto.
De La Ghetto.
When it comes down to relationships, they evolve. Both parties have to evolve, but evolving in a relationship that isn't healthy is only going to bring you more misery.
She said she didn't, and she said he didn't change it till after the marriage.
Okay.
Wow.
And let
It's
me
too
tell
late
you,
now.
and some of you representatives out there can drag that shit on for a long time.
Man,
It's too much work for me. You know, it's like it's too much work to just be somebody that you're not.
True.
But I do know that sometimes people, once they get married, they get comfortable. Like, I can let this real joker out. You know what I'm saying? I think we see subtle signs and we kind of dismiss it.
I don't know. It depends because sometimes people grow.
Yeah.
People grow. You know, it's going on close to 20 years I've been married, and I'm not the same person I was when I was 25.
Yeah, I would hope not. I mean, I think, like, I got married at 26 or 27, something like that. And I'm different. When I entered into the marriage, my mind frame, I was all over the place. I was such a damn selfish person at that time. I don't even know, like, how could he have dealt with me all that time. But the person that I am now and the person that I was back then, like, God damn, you must have really loved me because I just was so different. And like I said, I was very selfish. And I could be mean at times.
On purpose?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes.
So you knew you were being selfish?
I think I didn't think about it at the time, but you know, later we would talk about different things, and I would get an attitude when he would bring certain things up. Like I said, I said I was a motherfucker back then.
Petty at an early age.
It's Sunday, never on Sunday.
No, Sunday? Shit, then we need to get together on Sunday then. Shit.
She said she picked when she petty. Piper picked the pack of petty.
I'm
petty.
just saying you can't even get it out. It's Sunday, never on Sunday.
No, Sunday? Shit, then we need to get together on Sunday then. Shit.
She said she picked when she petty. Peter Petty.
Like Queen, what you drinking on, Dr. Patty?
But here's the best way to shut it down. You know what he says? I'm not with your bullshit today. So I go upstairs.
That was sexy to you.
It's nothing else. Yeah, I'm like, oh
ooh,
damn.
wow.
Okay, look. Okay, like.
Meow, motherfucker. Meow.
Right, take control. Take control.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
don't
I
need
can
my
see
whip.
that, man.
Okay.
Yeah, take your ass upstairs.
Yeah, I know when he says that, like, okay, he's not in the mood for my shit. Let me go on upstairs.
Damn.
I'm gonna try that. Hey, honey. I ain't meant for your bullshit. No, you got to put it in time.
Your ass will come to the next show with a black eye.
How this show like?
It didn't work.
Jack got tried this shit didn't work right here.
It don't work for everybody. I'm just
It
saying.
didn't work.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
But now, if it's something serious that's on my mind, and you know, I think he knows now, and that comes from being together for a long time, when to use that phrase.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm serious about getting this point across, he's not gonna say that. And the same with him. He's not. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah. So, I think you know, you've been married a long time and you all know each other very well. So don't try that bullshit. But you all
Yeah, because
have
you know
ways,
what to say and what not to say.
and that's what I was going to say. You all have ways of checking one another.
But listen, ain't nothing wrong with trying to do.
Don't let Nate get you fucked up.
Hey man,
Yeah,
bruh.
You gonna
Bruh.
try? Send us a picture.
Don't let her bring her back home.
Yeah, don't try, boys and girls, don't try this at home.
Come on, man, don't let her bring her back home, man.
Now, see, you in a fresh relationship. So,
Actually, is it fresh?
yeah. It's,
She's coming up on 2 years next month.
so it's still kind of,
Still kind of fresh.
yeah. Don't you try, because I can see Rashina knocking you the hell out.
Fuck no. Fuck
Shit.
no. What I need to say? What do I
ain't
need to
for your
say?
bullshit. Them keys will be out somewhere else again.
Shame.
No, bite your
You
lower
ain't
lip.
catch the shade.
Bite your lower lip. Yeah, there you go.
I ain't for no bullshit. I know my fucking phone gonna ring at the 9
And
o'clock.
she at the door with the belt.
Fuck no. She ain't at the door with no belt. Shit. My belt too big for her to lift up all me, put it on my back.
But she ain't gonna lift you up over the back.
Coming in
She
with
gonna
that.
spike that ass.
Yeah.
But she would like that.
No, don't threaten him with a good time.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
exactly.
saying. That's exactly
No,
what
no,
I'm
threaten
saying.
me with a good time.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah, I'll be calling you on your motherfucking phone. Hey, Storm, what else I need to say? Jackie, what else I need to say to get a good...
Don't ask me, because I probably get you fucked up. Then I'll inbox Rashina and say, he keep asking me what he needs to say. So
Petty
kick his ass.
Petty motherfucker. You will definitely get some angry faces back in your text message. That's fucked up.
Oh, yeah. And we have a battle of the sexes that we're going to be doing, I think, next month with
I hope so.
1500.net certified official.
We need to get our shit together now.
Yeah. What time is it?
8:25.
So the Quiet Storm will not be serenading us tonight with the steel drums. However, I have a treat in store for you, and it's called Sticky Buns. He's going to be serenading us with a song.
Sticky bun.
My bad. Dr. Love will be serenading us with a song tonight. You can sing your Johnny Gill. You did a phenomenal job with that.
Huh?
You did a phenomenal job with that.
Nah,
I went home and pulled on my damn red dress.
Ain't that a bitch? Damn. All right, so I guess I hit that Johnny Gill again then. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, put on your red dress and put on your high heels and some of that sweet perfume that sure smells good on you. Slide on your lipstick and let all your hair down. Now, baby, when we get through, I'm gonna show off you, yeah. Tonight will be a special night, no matter where we go. And I'm so proud to be with you, but I just wanna let you know, you got me singing my. You sure look good tonight. After all this time, you got me saying my. You sure look good tonight. And so damn fine. Boy, I tell you, we're going to tear 1,500 up. You hear me? 1,500 if you watching. EJ, if you watching, we're coming for you.
Sexy chocolate.
Right,
Sexy chocolate.
good. That boy good.
That boy's good. And can't nobody say you must be crazy.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
oh
we
my
gonna
God.
get them.
I can't
They
wait.
are challenging us
They are challenging us
to a singing contest.
Yes, indeed.
What,
It's going to be
what are they doing?
a great time. But
What are they doing?
Danny had some good chops on her too, though.
Yeah, she did. But here's the thing. She's the only one that got chops.
Yeah, well, he gonna hit us with the rap.
Yeah, no, no, because we looking at the queen of karaoke right here.
That's right.
So I know you gonna whip out something.
I'm gonna bring it.
You feel what I'm saying?
Gonna bring it.
We got my man Quad Storm right here. He got the steel drum. Shit,
Yeah,
I
he
may
can
do
be
some.
backup.
Listen, I may do some Shaggy.
Brr.
They call me Mr. Bombastic. Oh,
Y'all done got him so excited he done knocked the equipment down.
damn! Hell yeah!
Battle
See,
of the
we coming with steel
sexes.
drum. We coming.
Yeah, we.
Big up me with Randy Gunshot me.
Hey, he know that shit too.
Yeah,
he know that shit
yeah.
too. That's fucked
right.
up. I'm jealous motherfucker right there. He know that. He's jealous.
You can't bring us a
Yeah.
challenge and think we're not gonna walk into
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
Exactly.
They came in our house challenging
Talking
us.
shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
They sat right there, and I'm gonna tell you, man, when they did that shit, talking about they want to challenge us, this is the face that me and Jackie gave each other.
Like, really? Right.
Really, nigga?
Right.
Really, nigga? You know what? We ain't even say much. We already know how we're going to deal with them.
Taking them down.
We already know how we're going to deal with them.
Exactly.
We get up in there and do that Barry White again.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Shit. Hit that Ebony and Ivory.
Who's Ivory?
I guess that would be me.
It sure ain't my motherfucker there.
I wasn't sure, but I think I'm Ivory.
It sure ain't me.
We like a Neapolitan ice cream.
Motherfucker, right.
Chocolate, vanilla, and no strawberry.
Shit, no, we like an Oreo cookie in this motherfucker. She the creamy center. That a thick.
Oh,
like on stage, the Neapolitans.
Neapolitans.
Yeah, we about to do it.
Shit. Or
1,500, get y'all mind right.
Or we dressing like leprechauns. Like little
if we gonna do it, we gonna do it. So get y'all costumes and that shit.
No, I was just joking.
No, because I just got so excited when you said that. I'm like,
These are with the costumes again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I know, man. No, shit. Some of us can't go in the party city and get shit, okay? You know, we gotta call a fucking tent maker for our shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
yeah. Listen, lay next to my car. Let me see if I can make you by that.
Well, I'll come dressed in costume.
Okay, fine. You know.
I mean, y'all can hang your nipple out or something.
Shit, I mean, I can see you saying,
Don't sleep on me. I'm a B cup.
And you know.
Well, we know that's double D's over there.
Don't let me call Rick Ross. I ain't got no problem.
I think his titties done
I ain't got no
down.
problem.
He done lost weight, so his titties done went down.
It don't matter. I'm the before.
That was a good one.
I'm the before. Look, Rick Ross will pay me to just walk around with him. Listen, if I look at you, then I know I don't want to get back to there. I'm going to pay you to just stay with me just in case I fuck up. Wow, man.
Yeah.
1,500, we coming after your ass.
We coming for you, so y'all get your minds right. It's so much, when I think of my co-host, it's so much talent. Dr. Love, I'm on his ass all the time about singing more, getting his stuff out there. Rick does his own thing, but he plays the steel drums and he's kind of everywhere. Now the season, has come and he's booking a lot of gigs.
It's the money season now.
Yeah. So I feel like I gotta make an appointment to talk to him, so.
Yeah. Don't get so big, motherfucker, that some of you don't know us now.
You know what? I was thinking about this today. Exactly 1 year ago to the day is when I first came on the show.
Oh, wow.
First day of spring.
Wow. Well, happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. And
damn.
let me just say this. I'm so glad that you decided to do it. And it's like a puzzle, like a piece of the puzzle missing. So if you hear, it's like a neat fit. We are definitely a team. And, Mr. Sensational, he's not with us often because he's the studio owner and he has his sessions that he has to do. But he's definitely a force to be reckoned with as well as far as a producer and all. So we definitely appreciate him. We miss his presence, but this is a fantastic team. I have to say that. And talking about you with the steel drums, give your contact information.
Contact information? Richard Semper, S-E-M-P-E-R.
Was that a trick question or something? I mean,
yeah, did you say,
how can you get me?
Yeah, look me up on Facebook. We got a couple different projects. Trinidad and Tobago Baltimore Steel Orchestra. When you get an authentic steel drum band. Also, we got Tropical Soul Jazz project, which is steel drum jazz,
Okay.
3-piece. And I'm also available for solo gigs as well. So,
don't you got something coming up at some park or something?
I have the Black Wall Street.
Yeah, that's
coming
right.
up at Payju's. Also, I got a lot of private gigs.
Yeah.
And once the season cake sale, and just inbox me if you want to know. I have a calendar on the band website as well. So
Okay, that's good.
it's like
That's
5
good.
or 6 times a week during the summer. So
Oh, wow. So, speaking of Black Wall Street, let me see. Where I put that? Okay, so March 31st, we're doing, myself in conjunction with Entrepreneurs of Baltimore, we are holding our very first Baltimore Black Wall Street. It's going to be at Pejus Restaurant and Lounge, 2 to 5 p.m. That day is set aside to for us to actually buy black. There's a app that can be downloaded by a young African American woman by the name of Mandy Bowman. The app is called the Official Wall Street. I'll post a picture of the app in the Intimacy Chronicle group so you can see it. That app tells you if you're on a specific street, a list of all of the businesses in that area. So we want to try to encourage everybody to shop black more often. This is just the beginning, and then the next event, which would be a little bigger, would be May 31st, which is the actual day that Black Wall Street was burnt down. And I think a lot of people don't realize that. But we're hoping that this event will, cities across the nation will pick this up because nobody has buying power like us. And we put it in other communities and it doesn't stay in ours. So we want to kind of change that. I'm going to put this out there to the black-owned businesses. When we shop with you, customer service is very important. Don't give us attitude because we're supporting your business. Train your staff, and don't try to rape us on pricing.
Because we're the same color.
Not just, I mean, what I'm saying is, if we're supporting you, show us that you appreciate our support.
Amen.
Because a lot of times and I'm not saying all black-owned businesses, but you patronize them and you walk in the door, the people that they have working half-ass want to speak to you. They half the time don't even want to take your order or whatever the case may be. We don't have to shop at your establishment, but we want to. So give us that respect, again, train your people, act like you want our business because we're doing this event to help each other. The one thing that we all like to say is we all can eat, but let's work together. So that's my take on that. Again, it's March 31st, 2 to 5 p.m. I'll be posting a flyer in the Intimacy Chronicles, and more information will be coming with regard to that. Tonight, we're probably going to end the show a little early. My team and I will be having a meeting. So we'll be back next week, and we may have a special guest. If you can always watch previous shows on YouTube at Queen Jackie A, the Intimacy Chronicles. And we also post the link in the Intimacy Chronicle group. If you haven't, please join the Intimacy Chronicle group. And we thank you for tuning in each and every week. I think I made a bad call last week. We panicked with the weather. Dr. Love was like, oh, it's white over here. And it was mixed rain in my area.
He's talking about his neighbors.
No one.
I've been to his house.
That was good. That was really good.
No.
That was really good.
No,
I
man.
can't talk.
You damn right you can't.
Right, exactly.
You damn right you can't.
Exactly.
I've been to your house.
Right. But
Shit.
I'm gonna.
Nah, it's more better safe than sorry. That's
Yeah,
how
it was
I
better
look at
safe
it.
than sorry. But when I looked out the window, I was like, really? I sent Mark to the grocery store. I was like, you better go to the store and get your alcohol and all that stuff. He said, I thought I was going to be taking off tonight. He said, ain't nothing going on in the city. I was like, my bad. So.
Yeah, it was snowing flurrying out my way.
Yeah, I just, prefer to be safe.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so, y'all have anything else to say?
Nothing.
All right. Well, we will see you all next week, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I am Queen Jackie. Well, since you got the camera on him, let him go ahead and close out and say who he is. I mean, damn.
Wakanda forever.
Just joking. I can't with him. Did you say something to close out?
Deuces. I'm out.
All right.
We love you.
All
Thank you
right.
for joining and tuning in everywhere.
Right,
We love y'all.
Right. All right. Hit that. Don't knock it over. Just saying.
I don't want to.
I'll hit it.
Hit the X in the corner.
The X in the corner.
Oh, hit the sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
Home screen. On the right.
Last time I couldn't. It was locked. I couldn't get it. I had to play around with it.